Hello, everybody. Welcome back to BrokeN Boys episode. This is 265. I'm Mike.
And I am Colin.
Yeah,
I am.
Colin. Yeah, I realized I should have said that to keep the bit going, but brain not quick enough. Anyways, this week we're going to talk about the album / mixtape discography of Injury Reserve, experimental hip hop trio. Gonna go in depth on that, but before we get into all of that, there's some other stuff that happened this week, and I want to know how your week was, Colin, so please tell me.
Well, Mike, my week was fine.
Okay.
I will say fuck St. Patrick. All my homies hate St. Patrick.
Okay.
He should have kept those snakes in Ireland. I don't give a fuck.
Were there snakes in Ireland?
That he drove the snakes out of Ireland.
Really?
That's what St. Patrick did.
Wow.
Yeah. At least that's the tale.
Okay.
But Saturday was really bad because it was the belated St. Patrick's Day celebration for the college kids.
Right.
So literally from the moment we got there and before and after we left, it was completely nonstop all the live long day, all day. People coming through, drive-through was full, lobby was full. Lobby was disgusting because these people are cretins and they leave their shit all over the ground and on the tables, and they're all drunk and they're like yelling and getting upset that their food's taking a long time when they see the amount of people that are around them.
Oh man.
It was a lot. I was in the kitchen pretty much all day. Just living it up, making sandwiches and whatnot. Was not fun. Didn't love that all too much. After I left, I walked out of the back into the lobby to wait for Max, and there was just some dude who was sitting with his ass on a table and his feet in a chair, and I was like, "Hey man, don't sit on the table." He's like, "Oh, okay," and I'm like, "Yeah."
Like, this is a college age person, probably.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And then Sunday from when we got there 11 to about 2:30 or 3 was pretty bad because everyone was hungover and getting their McDonald's for their hangover cures and everything. So it was busy, but afterwards it slowed down for the most part. It wasn't too bad. And yeah, and the rest of the week work-wise was fine.
I am sorry not to interrupt you, but last week when you were saying that you were worried about this coming week, or what, you know what I'm trying to say, the days you're talking about right now, when you said you were worried about those days, I was wondering like how I don't know how big a rush like that would be of people who are like celebrating a holiday late, but
yeah,
I guess I guess I missed that part of the culture when I was there.
Well, it's a drinking holiday and you don't drink, my friend, so
and they have to get drunk
the whole thing
if it was a week later or probably also on the actual day, so
yeah. So and there's no way they were all Irish, I'll tell you that.
Probably not, yeah. They're taking my heritage.
I know, it's fucked up.
I have a little orange in my beard.
I have a little orange in my sideburns, so
tight
to tight, get out of stop celebrating my holiday.
Yeah,
that was Australian more than
me holiday.
Me holiday. But yeah, so the weekend was bad. The rest of the week otherwise was fine.
Okay.
Work wise, nothing too crazy. It was spring break for the little chitlins this
Mhm.
week, so you know, a lot of Happy Meals. We ran out of toys at one point,
Mhm.
which wasn't like great.
Where are the toys right now?
They were Crocs, little Crocs again.
Oh. Oh yeah.
Like yeah, they had those last year, the year before, and they brought them back for some like basketball thing or something. Um, and I had a lady last week come up to the window, and she was like, so what do the Crocs look like?" And I was like, "Crocs." And she kind of like looked at me blankly. I was like, they're just little Crocs. They're little Crocs." And she's like, "Oh, okay. I just thought they were like cards or something." I was like, "No, they're cute little Crocs." And it's like, you know, you're
Yeah.
asking what a Croc looks like. You know, I was like the shoe. You know, um, um, but I don't remember there any being anything too bad during the week, other than the fact that one of our managers refuses to call Max by Max,
Oh.
and just likes to, you know, call her by her dead name
Yeah.
when uh, it's Max in the system. It's Max on the schedule. Most of the managers call her Max, and
Mhm.
a lot of the employees do. Max caught that manager just talking in Spanish to one of our coworkers, saying, "Well, I don't know who Max is. It's dead name."
Yeah.
Uh, and that made Max very upset, and she wasn't gonna tell another manager. So I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna tell another manager."
Yeah.
Um, so I reported that, which sucks because that's a manager that we liked. She's the one that like went through like the house burning down and everything.
Oh. Yeah.
Um, so it's like, you know, we like her, and she's been very nice to us for the most part. But that happened, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna, you know, stand for the disrespect. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna do that. So, and I don't think the manager I told really did a whole lot. She did like text into like the work group chat to like call Max by Max,
Mhm.
um, which, you know, is something at least. But
Yeah.
you know, if it happens again, and if it's as blatant as it was, I'm going to the office.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, why risk your job over something so simple?
Yeah.
Um,
Out of curiosity, because I feel like I remember you mentioning that she wasn't being called that at work at some
mhm.
point. Like, how recent of a thing has it been that she's like updated to not
uh,
all of that?
it's been updated for like 2 months or so.
Okay, gotcha. So
Um,
it's
so like she's been
somewhat
there for a
recent.
while.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's been there for a while with her dead name, and
Yeah.
it's I think it's mostly confusing for the Hispanic coworkers who
Right.
don't speak much English, and they're like, "Well, I don't."
Yeah.
It's hard for them to associate or whatever, and they just don't understand the concept,
Right.
whatnot. Um, but you know that manager speaks English,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. No, there's no
the other
excuse. I was just yeah.
no. So it's recent, and I understand like people like slipping up, but if they're blatantly being like, "Well, I don't know who Max
Yeah.
is. This is blank," like that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Um, so that was cool. Um,
That was awesome.
yeah. And then you know, I've been in the back cache most of the time. I finished the third book in the Red Rising trilogy, Morning Star, on Monday. I was like 70 pages away on Sunday, and I told Max to not let me read anymore so I could finish it at work the next day.
Yeah.
Um, and I did. I finished that up with like 2 hours left in the workday. And I was like, shit.
Damn.
Um, but weekly book review for Vince,
Uh-huh.
Morningstar was very good. My favorite in the trilogy and the series. Um, it was really damn good. Really good action. The emotional writing was the best it's been thus far. It's the last in the trilogy, and it's like a big war, so there are a couple big deaths, and one of them in particular really hit me in the feels.
Hmm.
But like the action writing is the best it was.
Wow. I remember you saying it was really good
It
for the second book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The second book, the second book had really good stuff. Honestly, all three of them had really good action writing, but
Hmm.
this one, just like the way that the wars like played out and all the space stuff was going, it really just like was super got my imagination going, my visualization
Mm-hmm.
churning. Um and it was just really well done. There were a couple of really good twists, especially at the end. There was a really, really good one.
Mm.
I kind of called some of it, and which I was able to call back to what happened in the first book at one point and
Yeah.
link it up to what happened in this twist, and I was like, oh. And I think having read these so quickly in succession to each other, that helped with that a lot. Because if I had like read these back in the day and waited a year or two between the books, I definitely would have forgotten. But
Mm-hmm.
um, it was really cool to read all of those really quickly next to each other.
Yeah.
I think that was, other than the short Jeanette McCurdy book I read first, that took me like 5 days. That's the quickest I've read a book thus far.
Yeah.
And now I'm reading The Shining.
Mm-hmm. Is that a
And
long
that's also
one?
very, yeah, it's like 650 something pages.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's decently long. I think Morningstar was 600, or no, it was like
Oh my
580.
God. And you got through that in a
Uh,
week?
yeah, it was like 518 pages. I just glued to it.
Yeah.
Um, and it was really good. The Shining, I'm trying to take my time with. I'm about 200 pages in, so I got it on Monday. So I'm
Mm.
taking more of a leisurely pace with this one. Um, but it is good. It's a lot different from the movie,
Mm-hmm.
uh, which I watched a very long time ago, and I still love very much. But yeah, I have not haven't really gotten to like the part of the book where most of the movie takes place yet.
Right.
Um, but I'm excited to see how that goes in the book. It's good so far though, and I'll give you a full book review when I finish that one.
Hell yeah.
Um, but I was playing a lot more Procopia this week.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great game. I love it. It's like I said last week. It's very Animal Crossing, but Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just fun. It's fun. It's a nice little time waster. Good to listen to albums with.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, it's a fun one. I like it a lot. I caught up with the most recent of the Invincible
Mm. Oh
episodes.
shit, yeah, I forgot to do that. Yeah.
Yes, I watched 2, 3, and 4 when I only watched the one last week. And it is muy bueno so
Mm.
far. Um,
I saw
I
I saw 2 and 3. I haven't seen 4.
mm,
That's the one I forgot to watch, but
4 is good. I
yeah.
don't think it might be like the weaker of the season so far, but
Mm-hmm.
it's still got some cool stuff. It's like the subplot that is exclusive to the show and doesn't happen in the comics.
Mm.
It's like the Damien Darkblood stuff.
Oh, I
Um,
didn't know that was show exclusive. Okay.
yes. But it's good. I had a good time with it. Um, I like it. It's Invincible's great. I'm excited to see
Yeah.
where the rest of the season goes.
Same.
Um, the Daredevil season 2 started this week. I haven't watched that yet because I was waiting to watch it alongside my dad.
Mm.
So we can talk about it afterwards. But I've heard good things, so I'm excited to watch it. Ricky came over on Tuesday, and we watched a horror movie. It's the same guys who did Talk to Me, the Raka Raka.
Mm-hmm.
They made a movie called Bring Her Back
Yes.
last year. And this one I think was a good bit better than Talk to Me.
Mm.
I liked the stuff in Talk to Me, like the supernatural kind of stuff. But the way that there's a lot of body horror in this one that was
Mm.
like really icky, and the effects were really good. Um, but the acting was, I think, a good bit better in this one as well. Uh, it had the one of the main actors is this woman who was in Guillermo del Toro's Shape of Water. She's like
Mm.
she's the woman that falls in love with the fish man in
Yeah.
that movie. And she was good in it. and the child actors were good too. But it was good. I think that the Rocka Rocka Boys are really good at what they do, and I look
Yeah.
forward to watching more stuff from them whenever they put it out.
Yeah, I think I remember Dane saying he liked that one better than Talk to Me as well.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I think I'm upset that they're not connected to the Street Fighter movie anymore, because I feel like that would have been
Yeah,
really
I forgot
fucking
about
good.
that. Yeah.
But and I feel like that movie's gonna be pretty ass cheeks.
Yeah.
So and with their flair, I think it could have been pretty good, but we'll see. So I watched that. We went around places that day. Didn't do too much. We were looking for Pokemon for Garrison, but we got to Sam's Club a little too late for that drop.
I like how when you omit cards, it sounds like you're just outside looking for Pokemon.
Yeah, we're on the hunt.
Yeah, we're looking for a Pikachu in the wild.
Yeah, we're Pokemon poachers. So.
Yeah.
But we went to like the collectible spot, like little store that we frequent just to like look around.
Mm-hmm.
And I had gotten a coffee from Starbucks prior, and I was just drinking that. I had like very little left in the cup, and we were next to like this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles display, like looking at the figures and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And Ricky was like pointing at one, and he brought his hand down really quick, right onto my cup of coffee, and like I said, had very little left, and it was mostly ice, but it fell on the ground open, and the coffee and ice spilled out of the cup.
Yeah.
And I was like, Ricky. And he was like, no. And we kind of like just stood over it for a couple seconds trying to figure out what to do. And Ricky, in his eternal intelligence and wisdom, took the flannel he had and just threw it onto the spill and like cleaned it up the best he could with that. And you know what? It didn't look like anything was spilled at all afterwards, but Garrison built up the courage to go tell somebody, even though he had nothing to do with it at all, and was like, "Hey, we spilled a little bit of coffee. We got it up the best we could." And the guy up at the desk was like, "Oh yeah, that's fine." but yeah, that's a cool place. We didn't get a lifetime ban, luckily.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, but that was fun. Didn't do a whole lot else during the week, other than last night. Mike came down to Dane and I's neck of the woods, and we saw Jordy Greep, which we can talk about. But it was really fun.
Yes. I concur.
Yeah, listened to a lot of Injury Reserve, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it. How was your week, Mike?
Sick. My week was okay, I guess. This one's for you, Vince. Didn't do too much. And I kind of mean it. But we it was last week, last Saturday, we went to Chili's, me and the neighbors. Andy had to go pick up a shirt at a place over in a town near us, and there was a Chili's near there, and Natalie and I have been craving a triple dipper, and I got my triple dipper, and it felt pretty good. It felt, I feel like I felt more gluttonous this time around than before. This time around than before. What? Words are being very okay. Yeah, words are being very strange with me right now. So I don't know what it was about it though. Like I was just like really enjoying it, and also being very much aware that I am clogging my arteries.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But
what's your no, you're about to say it. I was gonna ask what your usual triple dipper
you're good, man.
is.
Well, I think for me the musts are the cheese, the mozzarella cheese cubes, and the honey chipotle crispers. Those have to be there. And the third one can be interchangeable. However, each time I've gotten it, I've gotten the Southwest egg roll.
Mm-hmm.
And I did want to update on that because the last time I got the egg roll, I thought it was really mid, and I honestly didn't really like it that much. This Chili's made it a lot better. they,
Oh, good.
the Southwest egg roll tasted a lot better this time. I was like, okay, I get it. I was like that Danny DeVito gif, where like he's like, I see it
I
now.
understand it.
Yeah, I understand
Yeah.
it or something. That was me eating that Southwest egg roll. Um, but yeah, I got
Yeah.
the honey chipotle crispers, which honestly those kind of were a little disappointing there. So
Uh,
I guess it was a trade off. And then
mm,
I got the mozzarella cheese with Nashville hot on it.
mm,
And that was very good.
mm,
I have a lot of food content on my YouTube page, specifically my YouTube Shorts. I've been watching a lot of food content for some reason,
mm-hmm.
and I've been seeing a lot of people getting. I guess Dave's Hot Chicken now has mozzarella
Oh
cubes
yeah.
like that, and seeing the spicy ones, and I'm like, that looks so good. I need to get the hot sauce on that at Chili's, and shit was good. Let me tell you.
Mm-mm.
And probably terrible for me, but man, that was good. Indulging in
Yeah.
that. Um, but that was pretty much that. With that, we didn't really do too much besides that. Um, throughout the week, doing some music stuff here, some applying stuff there, some games as well. Continuing the Terraria thing, with
Mm-hmm.
some of Nally's friends, um, having a decent time at that. There's like a new class in that Terraria mod that we're playing. So like you can normally in Terraria you gotta like focus like a melee or a range or a magic setup, but they have one that's called a rogue setup. Um, and did I describe this last week?
I don't remember.
I don't think I did. The rogue class is more like it's like it has like a whole like stealth system like built into it. And like the weapons are just like really cool for it because like all the weapons are completely different and they work differently. It's hard to describe without like I've like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like there's ones that like go through walls and like auto target shit, and there's ones that like are like straight up bombs. Like one of them it was like a yo-yo, but then when it hit the people, like a meteor would fall down from the sky on them. There's just a lot of like fun things that they did with that class, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
enjoying exploring that and having fun with that. But yeah, doing that, and then there was a big Steam sale this week as well, so I picked up a couple new states for my truck driver simulator, American Truck Driver
Mm.
Simulator. I got Kansas and Missouri, because I think Illinois is pretty close to being released, so I wanted to get a couple
Yeah.
states bordering Illinois. Um, and yeah, I've been doing that a little bit too. Uh, Honestly, some of the beginning part of my week is a bit of a blur. Was in a little bit of a depressive rut, to be real.
Hell
But
yeah.
hell yeah, it
We
had
love
we love
depressive
depressive
ruts.
ruts with time blindness and me not knowing what happened for a few days.
Yes, yes, yes.
Um, Actually, I do know what happened. I was driving through Kansas and Missouri for for one of those days. Um, but yeah, that was a part of the week. But honestly, yeah, I think that's kind of about it for me. I mean, I watched. Well, I mean, we went to the Greek concert, which we will talk about. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but oh wait, also I did for next week. I'm playing clarinets at my church, just to help out our choir. My grandpa conducts the choir at our church. And they had a piece that had a flute part on it, which my aunt was gonna do, um, but my uncle did some. He did some open heart surgery.
Oh, like he performed it, or
Yeah, yeah, no, no, no. He had it on. He had it on him. Um, that happened Wednesday, and he's all good. That procedure went well, which is very good.
mm-hmm.
But he's recovering, and I'm sure it was a lot on her emotions as well, and she doesn't need to worry about playing her flute
Yeah.
during that time. So I am playing the flute on my clarinet. And but yeah, I practiced with them on Wednesday. It was fine. You know, it's a bunch of old people at a church. Lovingly, it's a bunch of old people at a church. Um, uh, and yeah, I'll be performing that next week for Monday, Thursday. Um, and
Yeah.
yeah. Uh, oh, and I listened to Injury Reserve and also a new album called You by Underscores, just the letter U. Underscores is a band, or I think it might be a solo artist. I'm actually not entirely sure. I've seen their name before. They've been kind of big in like the album of the year space, um, in like online music discourse and stuff. But I saw their new album was getting some positive reviews, so I went to check it out, and it was very good. It's kind of like hyper pop, but a little bit like I guess a little bit more like a brat style, you know, like the clubby EDM ish, which like it sounds like it would go hard, and there are a few songs that go hard on there, but a lot of it is actually pretty like low key, like which I
Oh, okay.
actually like. I've never heard hyperpop be so like uh I guess like mature. I don't know if that's the right word, but like
Yeah.
it's like really patient, and it really focuses on the melodies, which like I'm a huge fan of. There's a lot of really catchy hooks and just like creative song choice decisions throughout it. Um,
Mm.
and I haven't like fully decided how I feel about it, but like I've been listening to it a lot, and I like it quite a bit. So
Nice.
yeah, would recommend that one. That's a pretty good one. Um, Also, I just realized we should probably do a, a monthly roundup today, real quick
Oh
too.
yeah.
But yeah, that's it for me though. I not too much for this week. Yeah.
Mm.
What we want to do first? We could talk about
Um.
Greep since that was part of our
Yeah. Let's talk about
weeks.
grief.
We could talk about Greep. Well, for me, it started with the drive to the Greep show and down to Colin. And
Yes.
I mean, there wasn't really too much to talk about on my way down. It was raining quite a bit, and I hit some patches of rain where it was hard to see for like 30 seconds. I was like, oh, okay, little brief moments of white knuckle, but you know, nothing too bad.
Yeah.
My aux decided to just die on me though. Like it just decided to stop working,
Hmm.
and that was cool. And it was like that like when I started up the car. Like it just wasn't working. Turned the car off, wasn't working. When I turned it back on, um, I went to go get gas. Turned the car off then as well. Turned it on again, not working. I'm like, all right, well, I guess it's CD time. So I, I busted out good old To Pimp a Butterfly to accompany me for an hour and a half because that's a long album, um,
Yeah.
and it was a good time. It's a good time. But yeah, we met down there, picked up Colin, drove a little further to Dane.
Mhm.
And he showed us this place near him, which is like an Indian fusion restaurant. And we that yeah he mentioned that to us, and I was like, that sounds fucking delicious. And it was. I think
Yes.
did we both get the tikka burger? Tikka
Yeah, we
burger?
did.
Yeah, tikka
The Tika
masala,
burger.
tikka burger.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it was a chicken sandwich with chicken tikka sauce on it. I think it's kind of what the vibe was there.
Yeah.
Um, and it was good. It was very good.
Hmm. It was yummy. I also got some falafel, and
That's right.
that was yummy as well. My first time trying like real falafel.
Yeah, me too.
Um,
Well,
that
I don't
was
know if it
tasty.
was my first time trying good falafel. I think
Yeah.
I've had real falafel, but it just wasn't that good.
Yeah.
Um,
That was good. Yeah, the burger, the sandwich was good.
mhm,
It was like there were like a bunch of options to put stuff on it. It was like mozzarella cheese, lettuce, tomato, onion, green pepper,
mhm,
um, like one other thing, and I was just like, well, I'll add it all.
mhm.
It's like that's what Dane said that he usually gets, so we
Yeah,
both added it all, and it was quite yummy, very messy,
it was
but
messy. Yeah,
quite yummy.
I managed to not make a mess of myself, which I was happy
Me too,
about.
surprisingly.
Yes, good for us. um,
Hmm.
um, but Yeah, it was a bit of a rainy day. But thankfully, Greep isn't like this huge artist, so I wasn't too worried about a line. We got in line
Mhm.
like, what was it, 10 minutes before the doors opened, I think. Uh,
Yeah, I was like,
5, 10, 15 minutes. It was drizzling a little bit. Colin was appropriately dressed in his
yeah,
t-shirt and shorts.
yes. Well, you see, down here for most of the day, it was bordering 90 fucking degrees. It was
Yeah.
90 degrees and sunny. It was hot as hell. I had the air conditioning on in the apartment. So I had shorts on.
Hmm.
And then the rain came. I walked outside to get to Mike's car. I was like, oh, it's a little chillier. And then we left Dane's apartment and it was like, oh, it's really chilly now.
Yeah.
And then it started raining in line a little bit. And it was like,
Just
okay,
sprinkling a
all
bit.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then afterwards, I was shivering a little bit. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
love Illinois.
Yeah, it's a great time here in Illinois. Yeah, I wore a flannel, which I remember thinking was like, well, flannel and jeans, and I was thinking like, it might be a little too warm, but it was
Mhm.
actually fairly appropriate. But yeah, we went in there. It was a cool little like theater. Uh, uh, I mean, the lighting was cool in there and everything. I don't know how to describe the theater, but anything specific. It
Yeah.
was just nice, cool little venue place. Um,
Yeah. Bigger
uh,
than I thought it was going to be.
a little bit, yeah, a little bit. People kind of kept funneling in as we started getting closer to 8 o'clock. And yeah, and the show started. Woo! They came.
Woo!
They came out. From what I was seeing, apparently, because I was looking at the set list stuff after we had seen the show. I think they
Mhm.
mostly do come out at 8:15. We thought he was being fashionably late. But
Yeah.
I guess that's par for the course. Um, but they came out. Greep had on a sick fit. He was wearing like
Oh, yeah.
an old timey like suit, and then had like is that a fedora hat? I don't know.
Like a trilby or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it was a cool hat.
Um, I'll
Uh,
send some pictures of him.
yeah. Send the finger gun one. I like that one.
Yeah, I'll send that
Oh God.
one.
Going back to our messages, I see James Bond getting his balls whipped, and then Jake Paul and Donald Trump. Yeah, there we go.
uh,
Look at that
yeah.
guy.
Yeah, I got some good pictures
You
though. I can
did.
send a couple more. He
Yeah. Look
we
at that
were
guy.
we were very close,
Hmm.
so he was a lot of good video, a couple good videos too. They're a little long to send.
Yeah.
Um, but also his like comically large Gibson compared to the
Yes.
very tiny man.
Yeah,
Uh,
I knew he was a bit of a smaller person, but I forgot about that till he got up there, and I was like, oh man, yeah, he's kind of a tiny dude, but
yeah.
he's got that confidence, man.
Oh yeah. No, he was having a great time
Yeah.
as well.
I
Which,
one of the first things he said, because I think someone said like "I love you, Greep" at the very beginning of the show. And one of the very first things he said is that the show might suck balls.
yeah, he was like, "Don't speak too soon."
Yeah.
Uh, Jean might suck balls, and then he was like, "We all know that's not true."
Yeah, yeah. Then he brushed it off. Yeah, he is a character, and honestly, seeing some of the stuff live, like, I mean, I feel like it made it less weird. Just like seeing his like general vibe, like it made like, I mean, obviously I've been listening to Black Midi and Creep for a while now, but like seeing
Yeah,
it actually in performance made it feel more natural to him and less weird. Like it just like made complete sense.
yeah.
Honestly.
No, it gave me a new appreciation for everything that goes on as well, just like
Yeah.
instrumental wise.
Oh yeah.
Because like the way that that band was playing throughout the night was like fucking insane.
Yeah.
Because most of the night it was like a 2 hour show, and I'd say like
It was
an
almost
hour
three
plus of
hours, I think.
oh my god, yeah,
Yeah.
it was like it was a long show, and most of it was just them jamming for like 10 plus minutes
Yeah.
each time, going like bordering probably closer to 30 at some points.
Yeah.
And it was just like holy shit, like they are going insane.
Hmm.
um
Yeah, it was very. I knew it was going to be very musically proficient because that's what a lot of the songs sound like. But yeah, they were giving it their all for that almost 3 hours. every single one of them. You made the comment afterwards that Creep was probably the least talented musician up there, and that's
Yeah.
saying a lot because he was going crazy as well.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Uh,
Like like the keyboardist, the pianist, he
oh
was
yeah.
popping off,
We
like
we
just
were like
watching his fingers.
yeah we were like
Yeah.
right in front of him. But sorry, I was just
Yeah,
giving
no,
context.
no, you're good. That was really good. He the at one point the fucking um the guitarist on the far right of the
Uh-huh.
stage, he or they were like shredding, dude. Like they
Oh
were.
yeah.
It was just, I have a video of it where they're just like going off, and like they all had that like stank face on a
Oh
couple
yeah.
times throughout the entire show. But it was just like, damn, they are all insanely talented.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
And you could tell they were having a whole bunch of fun too, because like not only were they having stank face for a lot of stuff, but like you could just see them laughing and having a great time. Just
Oh
like
yeah.
a lot of it, I'm pretty sure a lot of it is pretty improv, especially the jamming stuff. So like
Hmm.
you could see them like coming up with new rhythms or new somethings on the spot, and then just like having a blast doing it. Like just
Yeah.
that was really cool to see like that level of like synergy and like musicianship and like freedom, because I don't think I've really seen that at much at least like popular music concerts that I've gone to. Like I've been to a couple jazz things like with school,
Yeah.
but it was different in this kind of sense, and it was really cool to see that kind of energy being put into the music.
Yeah. And it was nice as well because this venue had like uh you walk up and the pit is very small. Like
Yeah.
the rest of the venue has like bar stools and uh like almost tables, but like more like a rafter kind of things that you can
Hmm.
like lean against and put your drink on and stuff like that. So while the Black Country New Road show last year was just like kind of standing for a couple hours and listening without moving very much, this one was like at least to have something to lean against. And this one also was a lot was very lively and
Yes.
very just like a lot of like time, and a lot of times it was like, oh, I'm gonna move, I'm jamming out with them, especially during like Holy Holy, like that
Oh
shit
yeah.
went insane. um but Holy Holy, and they covered a song I think called I think it just said like No Que Sera.
Hmm.
And they had a Hispanic, um the person on the far left of that picture at the end with them
Hmm.
all bowing. He was speaking Spanish, singing in Spanish, and he had like a beautiful voice as well.
Oh yeah.
Um, and that
He
one was another like standout of
yeah.
like the real songs that they played.
I was just gonna say he popped out a few times in other songs too, and his voice is great.
Hmm. Oh yeah, that was gorgeous. But they all did absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Like the drummer as well was giving it his all. The bassist, like, oh my god, I've never really seen
Oh
a
yeah.
bassist go insane like that, just like slapping the bass.
Oh yeah. There was
But
one moment where he like was doing a solo for like a minute and a half or so, maybe a little longer.
yeah,
And he was just going absolutely insane.
yeah. Nah, there was a really annoying guy in
Yes.
the audience that was like for a couple times throughout he was going preach, preach, and while it was the piano guy, he was doing a solo, and then it moved on to the bass guy, and then
Hmm.
when the bass started, the guy started yelling out, he's like bass, bass, preach, preach, bass, and
Yeah.
Jordy walked up to the microphone, he's like shut the fuck up,
Yeah.
and everyone and everyone cheered.
And everyone clapped.
um
Yeah.
yeah,
Literally.
and the guy in the back left on the bongos and all the other percussion was like, he put his hands out like, there you go.
Yeah. Well,
There's your
right.
attention.
Yeah, right before that, he was the bassist was flipping off that guy too. I'm not sure if he
Hmm.
caught that part. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
But
yeah,
yeah, it was a really good show. I had a good
it
time with
was
it.
good. Yeah, and yeah, yeah. I think my only complaint about it is, I mean, having a 3 hour show is not
Yeah.
necessarily a complaint. But they did kind of choose to end the set list on two very prolonged jam sessions that were like very down tempo with like ambient space
Yeah.
bass and stuff, which like it was really cool, but like I was like, oh wow, it's getting a little long. My feet are kind of hurting a little bit.
Yeah.
But you know, it was very very cool though.
Yeah. For for a $35 show, we
Oh yeah,
definitely got our money's worth and more. So it was
yeah,
like, it did drag on a little bit, but listening to musicianship that's that good, it's like I
yeah.
can't be too upset.
No, no, me neither.
Um, and then like at towards the end, there was just like a nice piano ballad going on, and he
Oh
was
yeah,
just going nice. Everyone was like sitting down and laying down in the band. I was like, okay, this is gonna be the end.
yeah,
And then everyone's got back to where they were going and picked up their guitars and like started jamming in. And I was like, okay.
yeah. Um, there was a point when because like I said, they did like two songs back to back that were like long jam sessions. One of them is only
Yeah.
like a 2 minute song on the album, but I think they made it like 20 minutes. And but Greep started doing like a solo guitar thing, like just
Mhm.
him playing some guitar chords, and I heard him playing some chords, and I was like, oh, that's chords to The Magician, which is a 10-minute song, which I guarantee you is not going to be 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's going to be longer than that. And it sure was. Yeah, that piano solo was in the middle of that 10 quote unquote 10-minute song.
Yep.
But yeah, no, it was a really great show though. I also really liked Greep. He was very funny at points as well. He was like
Yes.
integrating the town name we were in along with like the local bar. It
Yeah.
was like, we're gonna go to this place after the show. Everything. Um and incorporating it into the songs and just being generally a silly guy, but a
Yeah.
lovable little silly guy.
Oh, yeah. Along
um,
with the improv of the actual music, he was improving just stories
yeah,
and stuff like that. And I was like, you know what, this guy's this
yeah.
guy's got quite the talent.
He's
Um,
he's a character, and man, he knows it.
yeah, no, he definitely embraces it.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Um, but I think that's unless you got anything else to add about the show itself. It was a
No,
great
the
time.
show itself
Oh,
was a really good time.
it was Dane's first time seeing pretty much everything from Greep. He
Hmm.
had listened to Holy Holy beforehand. But he was like, "Yeah, I'll come along," and I was like, "Sick." And he seemed to have a really good time as well. He really enjoyed it. He was after like the first song, he was like, "That was fucking awesome."
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Yeah. And it's
But
also the first show where Mike wasn't blocked by a very tall person,
that's
like
true.
ever. So
Yeah. That they always seem to go right in front of me, which like to be fair, I'm not exactly short. I'm a 5'11" king.
yeah.
But uh yeah, no, there wasn't really anyone blocking me, which
Yeah.
was pretty nice for once.
Yeah. I did have one guy who was like exactly my height and hard to see past,
Oh,
and he kept moving the exact directions I was going to kind of like lean out of from behind him
was it the guy with
every
the
time I
darker hair?
I think so. He
Yeah.
was just like directly in front of me. I was like, okay. All
Yeah.
right. And like there was space to the left where I could have moved, but I was like, I like my spot and I didn't want to move.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just dealt with it. But otherwise, great show.
Yes, absolutely. But we got out. It was pouring rain.
Oh yeah.
Colin was still in his t-shirt and shorts.
Mhm.
We thankfully the parking was like right there, so we didn't really have to go too far for the car. We did have to cross a makeshift river in the road though.
Mhm.
That shit was flowing.
Oh yeah.
Um, uh, and we got to the car. Navigated around construction and stuff. Got Dane home. I dropped you off. And everything. And then I was searching for a CD to check on my way home, and I was like, you know what? Let's test my insanity. Let's keep doing the same thing over and over again. I went to check my aux, and it decided to start working again. So
Yay!
I don't know what happened. I don't know when it's gonna go out again. If it will ever come back, maybe. But the aux decided to work on the way home. So
Let's go.
I was happy about that. Got to listen to because part of the reason I wanted the aux when I well, was like the first thing I was trying to do before driving down was to listen to a mix of some tracks that I'm working on. I wanted to
Mm.
listen to the mix in the car, and then I was like, oh, okay, I guess the aux just is not going to work. So I got to listen to those mixes, listen to some underscores on the way back again, and Pink Pantheress as well. Was having a good time with my peach monster, which my elixir. But yeah, it was a good night. It was good. It was a good
Yeah,
time.
that was a good, very
Um,
very cool.
mm-hmm. Yes, yeah. I'm glad we went to go see that. I would go to another Grape show. Um,
Oh yes.
um, yeah. What now? Where are we going, Colin? Steer this
Well,
truck train.
well, I don't have very much news of any sake really.
I have a couple.
Uh, Music news then. Weezer's back, baby.
Let's go. I didn't see what they did. What are they doing?
Yeah, Mike mentioned it last week that they were talking about coming back
Hmm.
or teasing something, but they announced this week that they are putting out a single
Mm.
on April 1st
Whoa.
called Shine Again, and then they have an album called The Gathering coming in the fall at some
All
uh
right.
and then they're going on tour as well. And they're hitting Chicago. They're going on tour with the bands called The Shins
Oh
and
yeah.
Silver Sun Pickups. But they're going on a nice stadium tour. It seems like hitting Chicago in September. So based on the price, maybe I'll go see Weezer.
Hmm.
But I assume that that'll be a solo show because you're not a big enough Weezer fan to spend a lot of money on them, and
Yeah.
and none of my siblings. So
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. I mentioned because we were talking a little bit about shows beforehand, and I had mentioned like I would see Weezer, but probably not for more than like $40. That's about my max for Weezer.
yeah, which is fair.
Yeah.
They do have a lot of duds, but
Yeah.
they're I like them a lot.
No,
So,
that's completely fair. Yeah.
but yeah,
Actually,
that'll be cool.
that was a topic when we went to Chili's as well. Natalie asked me something about Weezer. She was like, "Aren't you like really into Weezer?" I was like, "Well, I'm really into parts of Weezer." I was like, "That is
A few
they're
select albums.
yes,
Yes.
Weezer is an interesting group when it comes to quality." But yes, that's cool though that they're coming back. I'll always support them because I think they're wholesome and very much like in it for the passion and love of music, which I will never discount that.
Yeah.
Whether or not I enjoy the end result of that is a different story. But
Yes. But that's the only music.
oh,
Unless you
okay.
got something else.
Yeah, I have one. Chapel Roan killed a child. That
Yeah,
was
yeah,
something
yeah,
that
yeah.
happened this week. Uh,
That's what people are making it out to be.
yeah, yeah, no, she
Um,
didn't actually. I mean, I don't really want to go into the whole story, but basically, like, I think it was a famous football player from Brazil, football,
mm, football.
famous football player from Brazil. His wife had told him that she and their daughter were dining at like a hotel for like breakfast or something.
Hmm.
And apparently one of Chapel Roan's, well, after the daughter was like looking at Chapel Roan or something, went up. The guard, one of the guards there or security there, went up to them and like lectured them about I don't know personal space or something. Um,
Hmm.
and he had posted like a big angry thing to his Instagram, and for like a day it was this huge thing or something for whatever reason. And I remember even on that day I was like, I don't know, man, this is a secondhand story being told on an Instagram story, and there's like I don't know, it's just a weird
People
thing.
every week, every other week, people just want to cancel Chapel Roan for
Yeah,
just not liking being berated by people on the street
yeah.
or in her personal life,
Mm,
and it's like you know even though she's a celebrity, she's allowed to have, personal space. She's allowed to
mm-hmm.
like be out places without constantly being um fucking just crowded by a billion
Yeah,
people. But nobody seems to understand that.
yeah.
Like and every time she gets upset about it or says something about it, or her security guards stop people from trying to get a picture with her, everyone on the internet's like, well, it's time to cancel Chaperone.
Yeah.
Fuck this bitch, she's stuck up and rude. And it's like, uh I don't think we're hearing the whole story, and if
Yeah.
we are, you're still in the wrong. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I mean, a story like that could just be so easily fabricated too. I think like
Yeah.
the original story was like, oh, the daughter was looking from a distance to see if that was Chaperone or something. It's like we don't
Mhm.
know if that's what happened.
Yeah.
We have no idea, especially when this is like, a rich celebrity family. They will fabricate things like that,
Oh yeah.
potentially. And like Chapel says she didn't even see the child and it wasn't her personal security or something like that. I don't know. I don't care either. It's just like whatever. But unless you like see me, I don't know. If there was like footage of her like just straight up screaming at her fans or something like that. I don't know. It's I don't really care. I agree though that
I know.
people deserve their personal space. I think she's done a good job at like, trying to normalize that type of stuff for
Mhm.
celebrities. And just being like, hey, not, you know, not a punching bag up here. I guess I don't know. I don't know what the word I'm
They're
looking for
people
is.
too, despite
Yes.
despite their relevance and
Hmm.
fame. They're still human beings. So
Yep.
unless they're terrible people, leave them alone.
Exactly. And some
Um,
of them are. Maybe a lot of them.
yeah.
But yeah. Um. And yeah, that's the only music news I have currently.
Mhm.
Um, we talked a little bit about it yesterday, but there was the Harry Potter series trailer
Oh
that
yes,
came
yeah.
out coming out this Christmas. And I will say right off the bat, no one listening to this should support that show. If you
Mm-mm.
do support it, uh, I hope you are sailing the seven seas because
Yeah.
I might be potentially. I'll see
No.
how people are talking about it once it comes out, I guess. But
Yeah. So do not support J.K. Rowling
yes.
and watch that show uh, and give her money for it. So
Hmm.
um, it's the trailer looks fine. Like it's pretty bland and colorless looking,
Yeah.
which people were saying it's got like the adolescence, the
It
adolescence.
does kind of look like adolescence.
Especially like the school bits where Harry they showed like bits of Harry just in school,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh
The
no,
first
Harry's gonna
season
murder a child. Like,
the first season was shot in all in one shot.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it looks fine, but definitely not something I would support JK for.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it definitely is a different tone, which
Hmm.
it'll just be interesting to see. I do agree with people. I mean, it's hard to tell without like actually seeing the show. But it
Hmm.
does. I do agree with people where like it doesn't really quite have like a magical feel to it. Like
Yeah,
it feels just like slightly, I don't know, off, I guess. Slightly
it's just
lifeless.
dark. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, the Harry
like
Potter movies get dark, but not for the first year.
yeah. No, the
Yeah.
first couple of movies are super whimsical and like fun,
Yeah.
especially the first one. It's like it's all Christmassy and
Mhm.
exciting, and there's fun magic and stuff. And then later on in the series it gets dark, but this trailer is just like it's gray and nothing is colorful, and these
Mhm.
people are. Harry's getting bullied in school and bullied by his aunt and uncle, and it's like, yeah, those
Yeah.
things happen, but at least show some fun stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I don't know. We'll see. But that was a talking point a bit.
Yeah,
Seeing a lot of takes about Snape. Some
yeah,
that I agree with, some that I really don't agree with.
no.
And my consensus on that, as it usually is for things like this, is hey, let's see him act as the character
Yeah,
before we start jumping to that's not Severus Snape, and things like that. I
yeah,
think there are some legit concerns for Snape's story, and how he's portrayed sometimes, and how it's a little recontextualized with him as a black man.
yeah,
But that's I guess something else we'll have to see how they adapt. But there's some concerns there that I hope they
Yeah.
thought about, which I don't have faith they did. But uh, I don't hate the casting though, or
No.
and also that actor is very good. Papa Isidou. I don't know how to pronounce his name exactly, but I've seen him in a couple things, I believe. The one thing I can remember him for at the moment is he was in a Black Mirror episode
Hmm.
somewhat recently, and like he was fantastic. I remember like specifically being like, that guy's so fucking good. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing how he does, honestly.
Yes, yeah. Look, I mean, we all love Alan Rickman.
Yeah,
He can't be surpassed, I doubt. But
yeah,
don't judge a book by its cover.
exactly.
Um, but judge the author.
Yes,
Uh,
judge the author, or judge the book by the author. Uh,
yes. Well, even that. Judge
yeah,
the author by her most
judge
recent
the author
film.
by her actions.
Yes. um. Yeah. And
Yes.
I'd also like to go back on what I said about Chuck Norris last week. I said rest in peace, and I
Yeah.
meant rest in piss.
Yeah, that was something that I actually was when we were talking about it. I was like, "Damn, I feel like I remember hearing something about Chuck Norris being like a hardcore Republican or something." But I wasn't like I didn't know enough to like bring it up at that time.
Yeah.
And he had like just did he just pass the day that we had
Yeah.
recorded? Um, yeah, but yeah, there's been a lot more stuff coming out about his views
Yeah.
and what he supported in his lifetime. It's like, oh, okay, I don't care anymore.
Yeah. No.
I mean, I didn't really care much in the first place, but
Yeah. No. I was looking at it just purely based off the facts, like, oh, he was a part of a meme from
yeah,
when we were little childs.
exactly.
But yeah, no, he Vince or not Vince, Mike sent me a video of
Oh yeah,
a support in a campaign for Benjamin Netanyahu. So I was like, oh, gone
yeah,
too late.
yeah,
But yeah, no, fuck Chuck. Uh, rest in piss.
exactly.
Anything else in the
Um,
news?
I don't think so. That's kind of all I got. Do you want to do a very quick monthly roundup? Just because I know this
Yes, I
episode's
think I
already
have
getting
like
long a little bit.
yeah, I think I have like two, other
Okay,
than injury reserve. So
I have a little bit here,
um,
but I can go fairly quickly. I'll start off, I guess. I
mm,
first thing I listened to this week was or week month was Wuthering Heights by Charlie XCX, soundtrack to the movie. Some good songs on there. Mostly, it's not really like the most memorable thing for me, but the songs that hit on there are very good. I really like Chains of Love, which I chose my song of the week.
mm-hmm.
And then there's some other highlights sprinkled in there too. It's nothing too crazy, but it is a pretty solid pop record. You can go ahead
Yeah,
and do yours if you want.
okay, yes.
Yeah.
First thing I listened to was "Kiss All the Time, Disco Occasionally" by Harry
Hmm.
Styles. I've been going through picking some songs out throughout the month, and it's still a fun, good album that I like quite a bit. I really like the production on it. I think Harry, though he's a little subdued and kind of doesn't show his like best vocals on this one, he still
Hmm.
sounds good. Um, and I think the instrumentals and the production are my favorite part of the whole thing. Pop is definitely my standout track on the record, but I really like Ready Steady Go. I like Aperture, especially in context with the rest of the album. Um, Dance No More is fun too. It's fun. It's good, and I don't think it deserves the lower scores that it was getting when it first came out. And I'm sure it still has on album of the
Yeah,
year.
I think it does. Yeah.
Um, but it's good. It's fun. Maybe not his like best, but it's still a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The next thing I listened to was "Kiss All the Time, Disco Occasionally" by Harry Styles. And I agree with you, and I would say I might even be slightly more positive than you are on it. I really. I've listened to this thing like multiple times at this point, and like honestly, each time I listen to it, I keep liking it a little bit more. Like
Mhm.
again, I don't think it's like the best thing in the world. It's not like redefining electronic music or pop music or anything like that. But I just think there's just a lot of really solid songs on here with like really, really catchy hooks and fun production. It sounds like Harry's having a lot of fun, even if he's
Mhm.
not like giving the most, I guess, prestigious vocal performances or anything like that. I think he's appropriately fitting a lot of these songs. And I don't know. I've had a good time with it every single time I put it
Yeah.
on. I think it's getting way overhated, at least on album of the year. I'm not sure how the general public is reacting to it. Um, but yeah, no, I think it's a really solid record and one that I am happy to praise. Yeah, I like American Girls, Ready Steady Go. Oh, actually, I don't have Ready Steady Go liked. That is a crime. Why did I not do that?
Good.
Um,
How dare you?
doing that, fixing that right now. The Waiting Game is one that's really underrated. I really like that track. Season 2 Weight Loss is growing on me. Pop is great as
Mhm.
well. There's just a lot of really solid stuff on it. I think it's a pretty good record.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Um, I think the only other thing I listened to was the new sound by Jordy Griep.
Oh yes.
In to ready myself for the concert, and I, especially with the concert, I've grown a new appreciation for it.
Hmm.
It is just so fun and so bombastic all the way throughout. Just like jazz, blues, maybe not blues, but jazz rock.
There's some blues in
Um,
there. Yeah.
yeah. It's got a Latin flair. It's
Yeah.
just it's really, really, really well done. Jordy is just like babbling through a lot of it.
Yeah.
And it definitely did that through the show, but it just adds more character to it. Um, I like it a lot. Holy Holy, I really love. I love As If Waltz.
Hmm.
Tara has a song of the week. Um, but it's all really good. The musicianship is fantastic, and I was given a new appreciation for that, especially last night at the concert. So
Hell yeah.
really liked that one.
Sick. Yes, great album. Would recommend as well. Um, and yeah, I can go quickly through these. I just realized I haven't been rating these. I don't care.
Uh,
But next thing I listened to was Help 2 by War Child Records. This is a like a compilation album, I guess, of a whole bunch of different artists putting together some songs for a good cause for children in war torn countries. And
mhm.
it's got a lot of notable artists on it. It basically looks like my Discover Weekly. There's just crazy bunch of shit on there of people from Cameron Winter of Geese to Olivia Rodrigo. Like just those two sharing a record is insane. But like there's a lot of other names on there, and I think it's actually a really solid collection of tracks. Like there's a lot of really good stuff in there, and a lot of stuff that makes it an enjoyable listen. And
Mhm.
uh, which I think up until the Underscores record, it literally has been my album of the year so far. Just because I haven't really been blown away by much this year, but there's some really great songs on there, and there's no bad ones, which or even really mid ones. It's all just quality good stuff, which I don't know.
Mhm.
That's pretty impressive because it's a pretty long record too. But yes, it goes to a good cause though, so would recommend checking it out at least. Then I listened to Geese. Speaking of Geese, I listened to 3D Country by Geese. Great
Mhm.
album, really really fun. Love the songs on here. Cameron sounds even more unhinged in the best way possible. And I think this record is a lot more fun, but at the same time, just it's off the wall at points. But also it is pretty reserved. It does still have like the Geese stuff like from Getting Killed and the Cameron Winter solo record. Like that stuff's not completely absent. But I don't know. It's a pretty wild ride. That is pretty enjoyable. Um, and yeah, liking that quite a bit. Would recommend. At some point, especially if you're a Geese
Mhm.
lover.
Oh,
And then I listened to You by Underscores. Already kind of talked about it. Really, really solid electronic hyperpop music. Probably currently my album of the year. There's some really great songs on here that I will have to highlight another week because we have an artist analysis this week. I guess that's my transition,
Yeah.
as long as you're good.
Yeah.
Segue. We have an artist analysis this week. Artist analysis is a series where we listen to the album discography of an artist, and then we write down our thoughts, write down our favorite tracks, write down our scores,
Mhm.
and get back to all of you listening to this episode. Um, and yeah, this week we listened to Injury Reserve. We listened to a couple of their mixtapes, ones that seem notable to me at least.
Yes.
We listened to Live from the Dentist Office and Floss, and then we listened to their self-titled and By the Time I Get to Phoenix. Um, and yeah, we're gonna talk about
Yeah.
that. For previous exposure, I had only listened to By the Time I Get to Phoenix. When that album came out, it made a lot of buzz, and I listened to it, and I had to listen to it a lot of times to really get into it. But like honestly, I do absolutely love that record. I mean, I'll talk about it later. But I kind of was listening to, something without the context of what came previously, which it felt like I feel like it needs that context in some sense, but also at the same time, I was enjoying it for what it was. But
Yeah.
I was pretty familiar with that record going into this, but knew nothing of their prior discography.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. I'm the same way. It took me a long time to actually listen through and get through. By the time I get to Phoenix, but
Mm,
once I did, I really enjoyed it. I haven't listened to it too many times, other than specifically knees
mm,
off of that record. But it's yeah, I had no idea what the rest of their stuff sounded like, and I was interested to see.
yes.
Um, and so we did.
And so we did. Would you like to start us off?
Sure, I can start with their first mixtape from 2015, Live from the Dentist. And I
Mm-hmm.
said, I am underwhelmed.
Mm,
While, while I didn't expect this to be on the level of the only album I'd heard from them, and I honestly didn't have any real expectations at all, it just didn't hit for me in most aspects.
mm-hmm.
I will say the production was solid and mostly interesting throughout the project. They did some creative things that made my ears perk up a bit, but the lyrics really just weren't anything too special or of real substance that interested me all too much. That could just be me. I'm a little picky, I
Mm.
guess. I don't know, but I don't have a lot to say about this. I was just hoping the next tape was more my speed. So
That's
my
all right.
favorites were like Snowman, 45, Wow, and Washed Up. And then my least favorites were Whatever Dude, Everybody Knows, and Friday. And then I gave it a light 5.
Wow. Okay. That's all right.
Mm.
Yeah, Live from the Dentist Office 2015. Speaking as someone whose only exposure to Injured Reserve thus far has been through the most recent projects with By the Time I Get to Phoenix and the By Storm project, this was a much different experience than I was expecting. I've heard in passing that they've always been an experimental rap trio to an extent. And while that's very in your face on the new projects, I feel like it's done in a lot more of a subtle way on this one. On average, the vibes of this record are a lot more chill and even like hypnotic at points. I found it. But in the same breath, it's pretty accessible for the most part, which is it's a cool mixture. I found the beats on here to be generally very good, and I thought Richie and Groggs were both. They enter some absolutely golden flows throughout here. That was kind of some ear candy to me. There's a lot of catchy hooks with fun wordplay. And it just kind of has the vibe of three talented friends messing around and making some like creative little bangers. But the experimentation can be felt even this early on, with there being a lack of fear sitting in some off-kilter instrumentals or rhythms at points. Certain songs on here get pretty ambitious, namely tthe and Friday. In all honesty, I respected Friday more in concept than execution. But and I started TTKTV with a similar feeling, but the latter managed to really suck me into its atmospheric production choices, and the repetitiveness managed to work in a cool hypnotic way for me. I also really like the mathy wordplay on 45. There's a lot of cool bars scattered throughout that track.
Mm.
Overall, I found it to be a pretty solid project. I'm not sure if it's one I'll return to all that often, but I did enjoy my time while listening to it. My favorites was also Snowman, Yo, tthe, Washed Up, and 45, and my least favorites were Whiplash and Friday. And overall, I gave it a decent 7.
A little different.
That's
A little
okay.
different for us.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. After
Yeah.
that, we go to their second mixtape, a year later with Floss, 2016.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, fun fact about the titles of these last two projects. I learned while doing some research that it's actually a reference to both of the mixtapes being recorded in a dentist office, which was
Yeah.
owned by the producer's grandfather. I think a lot
I
of
guess that makes sense.
yeah, and I think that's pretty sick. Honestly, I actually like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, holy bangers. This is more in line with what I was expecting pre 2020 injury reserve to sound like. And wow, it hits. A lot of this project was giving me some of the same vibes as like early Kanye, with a touch of Denzel Curry, topped off with creative production choices all around. And man, it just hits. Both Richie and Grog sound like they're having the times of their lives over these beats, and that energy is super infectious. I did find this project to be slightly front loaded, but that doesn't mean that there weren't some real highlights in the second half. Keep on Slippin' in particular was a moment that really stood out because it took much more of a serious and vulnerable approach for this album. It's a song about slipping further into bad habits, which is not only relatable, but feels so much more haunting given the fact that it's a track mostly led by Grogs. It actually made me tear up a little bit. And then the closer, I also thought is fantastic. One of the best beats they've done so far, with an absolutely infectious sense of pride and joy on it. This mixtape has a lot of great things going for it. My favorites were Look Mama, I Did It, Keep on Slippin', All This Money, S on Your Chest, and Oh Shit. And my least favorites were All Quiet on the West Side, Girl with the Gold Wrist, and Back Then. And overall, I gave it a light 8.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. Yeah, Floss 2016. I said, see now, this is whelming. This this project has character, and the minds behind Injury Reserve feel like they've gained some confidence and know what they wanted to make here. Especially, well, at least in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Production was cool. They did some interesting stuff with samples and had some cool backing tracks that included piano and such, which added to the character as they rapped over them. The lyrics were also a lot more interesting and entertaining throughout to me. I remember them talking about family on the first tape, but
Mm-hmm.
it came back here and felt deeper and more introspective. Um, but they also had fun with a good amount of lyrics, which it had me more engaged as well. It's still a lot different from what I knew them by before this artist analysis, but this was a big step forward.
Mm-hmm.
My favorites were S on Your Chest, What's Goody, um, all this money, oh shit, and Keep on Slipping. And my least favorites were Eeny Meeny Miny Mo and Girl with the Gold Wrist, and I gave it a decent 7.
Ooh.
Yeah, like
Hell
that one
yeah.
quite a bit more. Had a good time.
Yes. Yeah, it's a good
Um,
project.
yes, and then on to their full length albums.
Mm-hmm.
Even though those were both 40 plus
Yeah,
minutes.
I both of their mixtapes were longer than their albums, which I thought was funny.
Yes,
But
was their self-titled album Injury Reserve in 2019. Um, I said I was very worried about this album in the first half.
Mhm.
Nothing was really connecting. The lyrics weren't hitting, and I wasn't loving the features either. The production, however, was very interesting and different from the two tapes prior, sounding a bit more like the Phoenix I have experience with. But as soon as it hit Wax On, it took a turn in a major way for the better. Everything felt a lot more cohesive, more interesting, and overall, it just became a lot more enjoyable for me. The songs got a lot more catchy with better lyrics and super interesting production, especially the beginning of What a Year It's Been, which low key scared me a little bit. Um,
I don't. Do you
uh,
remember what the beginner? I don't remember.
it's it's just the beginning before anything starts. It's just like this. It starts with like a crackle, and it's like,
Oh.
uh, and it's like scary, kind of
Oh yeah, it was the
like
TikTok music,
creepypasta stuff.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's right. I remember
Um,
now.
it scared me a little bit. But overall, I don't think I liked this as much as the as Floss before it, but the second half showed a lot of promise. So yeah, I liked at least that half.
Cool.
But my favorites were What a Year It's Been, Three Man Weave, Wax On, Best Spot in the House, and GTFU. And my least favorites were uh, Jailbreak the Tesla and Jawbreaker, and I give it a light 7.
Hmm. Nice, interesting. Yes, Injury Reserve 2019. To me, the debut album from Injury Reserve was it felt like the first project where they really started going out of the box with the production and musical choices. They definitely started getting a lot weirder on this one. While the project did start growing on me further into the track list, I do think the first leg of this project is fairly weak. I had the same feeling as you there. The abstract choices were different for sure, but they weren't really like pulling me in or intriguing me in the ways that I think they were supposed to be. To be completely honest, it was kind of reminiscent of some of my issues with the newest By Storm record, where it can feel experimental without having a purpose to the experimentation. Sometimes it feels like that. I didn't necessarily dislike these first few tracks, but they felt a lot more meh than everything else I've heard up until this point. However, things started turning around near Jailbreak the Tesla for me with Amine. While that track has aged a little badly because it praises Elon all throughout, um,
Yeah.
Uh, I also understand that it came from a different time when the public opinion of Elam was a lot different. Also, damn, the instrumental on that one just bangs. I thought the energy was fun if you just don't think about how much of a piece of shit Elon Musk is nowadays, and back then as well. But whatever. But the back half of this project reaches more introspective cuts that I enjoyed a lot more as well, like Wax On with Freddie Gibbs, and What a Year It's Been. I also love the closer on here, Three Man Weave, which honestly started making me tear up a bit once I realized its unfortunate context. The whole track is a celebration of Richie, Groggs, and Parker's friendship and making it together as a trio with their recent successes. And it would also be the final song released on a project with all the members alive, which once I it brought like a whole new emotional impact to that song once I kind of realized that it was already a good track in the first place. It's a beautiful place to leave off on, I suppose. So while I don't think all of this project lands for me personally, I do think the highs of the album are on par with the highs we have heard so far in the discography. And I think it's a solid project, but it's not really my favorite. But my favorites on here are Three Man Weave, Jailbreak the Tesla, Wax On, and What a Year It's Been. And my least favorites were New Hawaii, Jawbreaker, GTFU, and Karuna and Lime. And overall, I gave it a light 7.
All right.
Cool. All right. By the time I get to Phoenix, the final album that we will be talking about that came out in 2021. Good fucking lord, man. Even to this day, this project remains to be one of the most unique albums I've ever heard. I mentioned a few weeks ago here on the pod that Bo Burnham's Inside is one of the best media depictions of the 2020 lockdown. But I've honestly always felt the exact same about this record. Like, this record also feels like a good, at least to me, like a good representation of the 2020 lockdown. Take one look at the album cover and you'll see exactly the type of sound you're going to get. It's abstract and it manages to sound apocalyptic. Not only does that match the unprecedented times of 2020, but it matches the unfortunate loss within the group itself. Unfortunately, sometime during the process of making this record, Stepa J. Groggs would unexpectedly pass away. He's been on the mic for every single album here, and he has felt like such an integral part of the sound they had created. And now, with the context of their synergy, hearing that context, it makes this project hit the emotions even harder for me. Not every song is directly about them losing their friend, but I feel like the entire album it just feels like a raw exploration of grief and the sheer confusion of coming to terms with such a thing. To me, that makes the apocalyptic vibes breach further than COVID. It's a complete overhaul of hip hop production to deliver something that reflects the empty, unpredictable nature of death. At least that's how I feel when I'm listening to it. And while it is a record with a depressing undertone, I do think the general warmth and abstract production choices make this thing a very entertaining, albeit pretty strange experience for me. I've always described it as the beats themselves feel like they're tearing apart at the seams, as if it's like corroded and actively coming undone. The production on here is unlike anything else, and it's a huge standout for the experience. But even the songs manage to come together into memorable and coherent tracks, like each and every one of them. Maybe it's because I've listened to the project many, many times already, but I find it to be oddly addictive, whether it be the stuttering rhythmic beasts that are Superman That or Knees, which sample Black Country New Road and Black MIDI, respectively. Um, I think that's kind of cool. Or the synthy soundscapes of Top Picks for You or By Storm, or even the more abstract cuts like the opener Outside or Wild Wild West. I find every song to be memorable on here and all a different representation of grief or paranoia. There's truly nothing else like this album, and it's such a legacy to end this group on, even if it's not under the best of circumstances. And I put a little rest in peace Grogs at the end there. And my favorites on here are Knees, Superman That, Top Picks for You, By Storm, Outside, and Footwork in a Forest Fire. And my least favorites are Smoke Don't Clear, and I put Postpartum just because it doesn't always stick with me as much as the other stuff does. Still a great song. And overall, I give it a light 9.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, by the time I get to Phoenix 2021, I said I wish this sound didn't come at the cost of losing a member.
Yeah.
But as I've said before, tragedy is an insane motivator to make some absolutely killer music.
Yeah.
I really like everything about this album. The lyrics are uh, enjoyable and sad at times, and uh, the way in which they're performed in tandem with the production and instrumentals is super cool, especially with how glitchy and interesting the production gets on this one.
Yeah.
Uh, and while the production has been my favorite part of most of what's come before, it really goes up a few notches on this record, and takes the spotlight for most of the runtime on Phoenix. The glitchiness of it all, combined with the lyrics, gives such a sad vibe that I feel really encapsulates the feeling of loss and feels like there's a missing piece. Um, but this is a fitting and gorgeous way for Injury Reserve to have gone out.
Mhm.
So rest in peace to Grogs. Terrible situation
Yeah.
for the group, but I feel like this one, just something in them came out that really hadn't been there before, unfortunately.
Hmm.
And it's sad that as this group they're no more. But I hope that Bystorm does good in the future. Um, and my favorites on this one are Knees, Superman That, Top Picks for You, Postpartum, Smoke Don't Clear, and Wild Wild West. And my least favorite was SS San Francisco. And I give it a strong 8 overall.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
overall thoughts. This is my first really up and down artist analysis in a while,
Mhm.
and I was kind of upset that I didn't like this discography as much as I thought I might. I think as a group, that they always showed promise and potential. Um, and I think had a tragedy not happened, that could have really come to fruition more, especially with the production on by the time I get to Phoenix.
Mhm.
Um, and like I had said, the production and instrumentals are still what really kept me engaged throughout their run, and it gave me a whole new appreciation for Injury Reserve during my listening of their discography. Um, I don't know if there's a ton I'd return to outside of Phoenix and a few select tracks from the mixtapes and album
Mhm.
prior, but it was a mostly good time, and there's definitely stuff to find enjoyment in.
Yeah. Yeah, I said despite ending in a rather grim fashion, I am really glad that we did this episode. I have been wanting to check out their discography for a long time now, simply because I've heard their name for a good while, even before Phoenix. And I only got into their projects that were a total switch in sound for the group. Hearing the context leading up to Phoenix made it hit a lot harder and gave me a good amount of respect for just how out there they decided to go. I wouldn't say I absolutely adore everything this group does, because I do think they can occasionally get a little too abstract in a way that doesn't really connect with me. It's more evident on the most recent By Storm project, but there are glimpses of it here throughout, especially on the self-titled project. Speaking of By Storm, though, Richie and Parker have decided to continue creating music together as a duo under a new name, which I think was a great choice. So much of Injury Reserve's presence existed as a trio, and cementing that legacy with Grogs, I think, is the proper way to end it off, as premature as it feels. I know I've low key talked down on the new By Storm project a few times by now, but it is still a quality work that others are enjoying more than I am. And Yeah, if you enjoy these projects, especially by the time I get to Phoenix, I think there's a good chance you'll find something to like on that one as well. Um, my ranking of the albums is by the time I get to Phoenix, Floss, Live from the Dentist Office, and Injury Reserve. And overall, I gave it a light 8. Gave them a light 8 as a whole.
And then my ranking is by the time I get to Phoenix, Floss, Injury Reserve, and then Live from the Dentist. I gave them an overall decent 7.
Cool. Alrighty. Yeah. Well,
yeah, I would still recommend going and listening to
yes,
at least the tracks that we mentioned being our favorites. If you don't want to listen to it all, but as a whole, I would definitely listen to by the time I get.
Yes, Floss I would also recommend as well. Floss was a fun mixtape. It's not as abstract and depressing undertones on that one. There's definitely some really solid stuff that they have going for them. And it's cool to explore that. Cool. Alrighty. Well, if do you have anything else before I guess we can just kind of wrap up here if you're feeling good?
I'm good for Song of the Week.
All right. Well, I'm up first for Song of the Week. And while I do love by the time I get to Phoenix, like I was saying when talking about the self-titled album, there was a song that stuck out to me quite a bit towards the end, and I think it kind of encapsulates the vibe of the group pretty well. So I felt it was appropriate to highlight. So I'm going to go with 3-Man Weave by Injury Reserve.
Free throw, now me, Grogs, and Pete doing the 3-man weave though. Where I was too pretentious for.
All right, that was 3-Man Weave by Injury Reserve. What'd you think of that, Colin?
That is a great song. I absolutely love the vibes. Love the camaraderie that is just all throughout that song. Talking about their friendship and making it and everything that you mentioned before. It's like you said, it's sad in context with what ended up happening, but is a great way to close out their first full-length album. It was really fun, really good time.
Yeah, I absolutely love the instrumental on that one. That saxophone sample or whatever they have in there, it sounds so good. The drums sound so good on there, and I think that hook that Richie's doing on there is it's super fun and it's super catchy. I just love how much of a celebration that feels, a celebration of their friendship and what have you. Depressing in context, but it is. I don't know. I feel like that represents the group really well. So that's what I decided to go with. What are you feeling for this week?
Cool. I will further broaden the amount of albums and stuff that we have from Injury Reserve, and I'm gonna go with my favorite off of their second mixtape, Floss. I'm gonna go with S on Your Chest by Injury Reserve.
Okay.
Yeah, what you know about a young nigga like this? Yo? What you know about a young nigga like this? Yo?
All right, that was S on Your Chest by Injury Reserve. What'd you think, Mike?
I think that's a great vibey track. It's actually somewhat similar to the one I chose. Just because I guess because of the saxophone loop a little bit there. But yeah, it's a lot more of a chill one, which they do have quite a few chill songs in the first part of their discography. And yeah, I think there's just a really solid hook on there. The rapping is really great. I do like the pitched up thing at the end too, like the really quick, speedy thing. It works well. And I like how in the chorus, like when you're wearing headphones, like the vocals are kind of going in and out of the ears and stuff too. It's very hypnotic, and it's just a really cool vibe on that one.
Yeah, that was the one that really stood out for me going through the album. On When I got to it, I really liked the saxophone, and like you mentioned, the hook was really catchy and fun as well.
Hmm.
Just a fun vibe, and I forgot how similar it was to the 3-man weave that
Me
you
too.
chose, but but it was a good time, and I like it a lot. Um, so yeah, just a fun vibey track.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man.
Hell
Cool.
yeah.
Alrighty, well, unless anything came into that noodle of yours, I think we are all good to wrap up here.
Oh man, my noodle is canoodled, I'd say.
Wow, nice. um, uh, cool. Well, if you are listening on streaming services, dear viewer over there listening with your ears, hopefully, you can well, first off, give us show us some love if you enjoyed, or just do it because show us some love on streaming services. The little 5-star rating or whatever you want to generously give us over there. And yeah, you should do that. Audio listeners, we love you to death. I forgot to mention that, but not to boost our score or anything, but but yeah, you can also come on over to YouTube where we are under the same name, Broken Boys, capital N, by BIOS, BOIS, where you can find our well, you can see our beautiful profile pictures. You can see the sexy Cassian Andor and the even sexier why am I forgetting
Leon
his
S.
name?
Kennedy.
Thank you, Leon S. Kennedy. I can't believe I forgot that. You can come see them, and you should see them. They look damn good. But
A little bit of eye candy.
absolutely, yeah. A little eye candy before we figure out webcams, and then we'll be the eye candy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Um, but yes, you can come see those. But also, we have a whole bunch of stuff in the description. We have the Song of the Week playlist down there, that little segment that we just did. We do that every week, regardless of artist analysis. And we put those songs into playlists for anyone's enjoyment that wishes to play them. And we got 3 playlists down there. We got one for me, we got one for Colin, and one for both of us combined. And in those playlists, you can find S on Your Chest by Injured Reserve, as well as 3-Man Weave by Injured Reserve, and Knees as well. I chose that a while ago. And
Yes.
that's a much different song than the 2 we chose. But yes, that kind of goes par for the course. But yes, go check those out. Got a lot of good stuff in there for you to listen to. And yeah, we also have some personal stuff too. Like I mentioned a little bit before, I do have music out under the name of Plaintive. You can go check that out on Spotify or Apple Music or wherever you so choose. And yeah, I have a EP from last year called Cyclicism and an album from a couple years ago called Coping Mechanism. Go check them out. New stuff, hopefully soon-ish. And
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah! Go to that Plaintive! Do it! Sorry.
no, you're good. I can't give myself that energy, so I appreciate it. I need someone to do it for me. But
Sunday.
Plaintive hyping the crowds at the Royal Rumble or whatever. But I also have an album of the year page where I rate and review music. I've got a Instagram down there, as well as my YouTube page and my TikTok page, and I feel like I forgot something there, but that's okay. In my relation to you, dear viewer, just in line with the cool lore that I read, I'm at the nearest dentist office that is currently behind you, dear viewer. Wherever you are, I'm in that dentist office. There's no one there. I'm just recording some music, I guess. And having a good time. My grandpa does not own this dentist office. I broke in here. Um, I am breaking and entering and recording. So that's 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 where I am, Colin. And Colin over here, he runs our socials. He runs our Twitter page where he updates when videos are posted, as well as updates anything else that needs to be updated. And he also he runs our why am I blanking right now? What my brain is short circuiting. I'm
Twitter
so sorry.
and
Twitter
here
and
here,
Instagram. Oh,
I'll finish mine.
okay, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, don't be. I love. I run the Twitter and the TikTok and the Instagram.
Yes, that's it. Yes.
On the Twitter, I update when an episode comes out. Any other updates that need to be given about the podcast itself. On the TikTok and Instagram, I upload funny little clips of us being silly, goofy guys.
Yes.
Once in a while,
sure
when we have some funny, silly, goofy times.
Yeah.
So go check those out, and I'll throw it back on over to you, Mike.
Yeah, because he has personal stuff as well, and he's a little shy about it. But I can talk about it for him. He has a letterbox where he rates and reviews movies because he's a fucking nerd and he should be shy about. No, I'm kidding. No, he's very passionate about it, and you should go check out those film reviews in the checkout. That, as well as his album of the year page where he rates and reviews music. And what's your relation towards your viewer, Colin?
Well, I am on the way to this dentist office for a filling. Take that as you will. Mike's there.
Yes. Does he know? Does he know?
Mike doesn't know I know this hack.
Yeah.
So I'm driving up to the dentist office, and unfortunately, I haven't flossed. I'm not a flosser, so
SMH.
I know it's fucked up, but I haven't had it as in my daily routine for my entire life, and I won't start now. God damn it. But I'm pulling up, and who's gonna greet me at this dentist office at the welcoming desk other than a dear viewer? As they make it known, I walk up and they're like, "Hello." They're looking down at the computer. They're like, "I'll be with you in one moment," and I'll be like, "Okay, thank you." And they hear my sultry voice, and they look up to see one of their favorite podcast co-hosts from the Broken Boys podcast. It's me, Colin. Hi, it's me, and I'm here for an appointment with Dr. Mike, Dr. Plaintiff Mike in the back. And she's like, "Oh, I knew Mike was here. He works here. I work here too.
Wow.
But I didn't know that you were coming." And I said, "Yes, coming." And they're like, "Well, I'll take you back to the office right now." I'm gonna walk back, and we're gonna walk back there to where Mike is recording some sick raps, while also getting some cool samples from some dental tools, like the from the drill from the drills, I guess, the cleaning things,
some clipping type shit. Yeah.
Yes, he's going experimental.
Yeah.
He's taking notes from injury reserve and clipping, and I'm gonna walk back there, and the dental assistant's front desk lady person is going to say, "Dr. Mike, your 2:00 is here," and I'm gonna say, "Hey, Mike," and you're gonna go, "Hi." Well, come on in, and then before
Here for your filling?
Of course I am.
Yeah.
You know it. My 2:00 Friday filling.
Yeah.
But before we get to that business, our dear viewer is gonna say, "Well, before you get to that, may I get the world famous embrace that you guys do at the end of every podcast, and we'll
Mm.
say, yes, of course. And so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna be in front of the dental assistant. Mike is gonna be behind, and they will be in the middle as we embrace into the big group hug. And I look over our dear viewer's shoulder, right at Mike, and I'm gonna give him a big old wink,
Mhm.
and say, "I'm ready for my filling, doctor." And we're going to kiss real deeply right next to our dear viewer's head in this embrace that we like to call the love cage. And if you would like your very own love cage, dear viewer, all you must do is drop your address in the comments below. We will find you. You won't know when, you won't know where, but we will find you and give you your very own love cage. So drop that Addy.
Damn straight, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, straight as these teeth, baby.
Yeah, and speaking of my 2 o'clock Friday filling, it is about to be 2 o'clock on a Friday, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna drive down to you real quick, and in the next 6 minutes. So I have an appointment to make, so we're gonna have to end the episode here, guys. Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Thank you for if you got this far, and yeah, we'll talk at you next week with maybe a tier list. I don't know. We'll see. I think we might have
We'll
skipped
see.
the last one, but it's okay.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
But
Bye-bye.
like Mike
Oh,
said,
sorry.
we have an appointment.
Yes,
Goodbye.
yeah, bye. I gotta go. Bye.
Bye.